Win the incredible Craft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today. The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.
Hi there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman Magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Before I get into the forecast video, just want to let you know, as you can probably see up here, I'm sporting one of the all-new, long-awaited Fisherman Magazine hats this week. Now, your first opportunity to get one of your own will be at our surf fishing show, taking place on September 14th out on Long Island, New York. But if you can't make it to the show, then you'll have to stay tuned for details on exactly how and where you can get one for yourself. Now, they're going to be available in both navy blues I've got on right here, as well as a nice khaki color. We've got the logo up front. We've got the Fisherman website on the back. We've got a nice striped bass on the side. These are sweet hats. Been wearing mine for a few days now, breaking it in. And they will, between these two colors, they will perfectly match your favorite fishing outfit, that lucky fishing outfit that you've got. I'm sure it's going to become plenty of lucky fishing hats for our subscribers out there. So, all right, moving on into the report. It's going to start off, as always, in Connecticut, where Captain Bruce of the Otter reports a much bigger striped bass on his charters in the past week and a half, with every trip just about getting one in the high 40 to even 50-inch class. He was saying that trolling tubing worms with Captain Bruce's famous otter tails were the key to his success, and he noted a much better school of fish moving in locally, so that's very good news. Speaking of trolling the tubing worm rigs, got word of 84-year-old fisherman subscriber Dominic Shergio. He was trolling a tubing worm for striped bass off Millstone in Long Island Sound. He landed an impressive 15.3-pound bluefish, which he weighed in at AW Marina and entered in the Dream Boat Challenge for his chance at winning the new Craft. There's some really large bluefish working both the eastern and western ends of Long Island Sound right now, just in time for this big weekend bluefish tournament. Just remember, if you enter that tournament, you can still weigh those fish in for the Dream Boat as well, so you can get double entry and hopefully win some really big prizes between the both of them. Moving on to Rhode Island. Boats either running right to Coxes or the ones stopping off on the way back from a tuna run are still getting in some pretty good catches of cod to about high teens to maybe 20 pounds or so. Francis Fleet ran a cod trip this Sunday, and they reported solid action. Even though the fish were a little less spread out than they had anticipated, they still found some pretty good catches. They also got in some good sea bass, scup, some big winter flounder, and other assorted bottom dwellers for the coolers. Moving inshore in Rhode Island, striper action was really good on the Moon around Block Island as expected, but sea bassing really took over this week, with most everyone targeting them, reporting almost easy limits, even when shooting for higher than required minimum sizes. When I spoke to Captain John Renone of Little 2 over the weekend, for example, he had trips where they had sea bass limits caught, and they were throwing back somewhere in a range of 15 or 20 small keepers to fill a large keeper limit. So that's a really good action going on right now. Then up in Massachusetts, word of more and more Bonita sightings are popping up in the Mass waters, but photographic evidence had remained somewhat scarce. It was more, someone caught one or heard this person got one, what have you, but that was until the beginning of this week, when an email from Captain Jason Colby of Little Sister Charters made its way to me. He had heard that there was some Bonita spotted just outside the Westport River, so he figured he'd give it a look and found a load of blues to start off the day. After tangling with a bunch of choppers, he hooked up with and dropped a pair of Bonita before Ron Powers showed him how it was done, and he landed his first Bonita on a Shimano waxwing. After the fish eventually turned off, they went out looking for tog, but instead loaded up on a pile of big sea bass. Jason said he'd return a few times this week to those waters outside the river and found more and more Bonita with each trip, so it's good to know that they are in the area. Well, there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman Magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma. Win the incredible Craft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.